Well, welcome back again to Finding You Inside of You podcast. And before I get started, please remember to hit that subscribe button and make sure you follow. And if you will, share this end time word, end time evolution, end time to your friends, your family, because finding you inside of you is very, very, very important. And I say that it's important because, and this is just my thoughts on it, but I stand on my square with what I'm getting ready to say. I believe that we can read all the books, we can do all these kinds of things, the aesthetics, reading books, whatever it is that you deem to uh, find whatever is going to help your life move forward. But I'm a believer that once you find you inside of you, that is the foundation to all other things. Because once you find you inside of you, you have your own personal roadmap. You have your own way that you're going to carve or meander your way through the maze. So finding you inside of you is very, very, very important for you to live the life that you choose to live. And I'll end with saying this about finding you inside of you, that once you find you inside of you, it's hard or very difficult for anyone to persuade you now. Hear that. It's hard for anyone to persuade you now. And why is that? It is because now you are listening to your own inner voice. You are making your own choices. You are now moving from just surviving to living, because now it's about you. You're telling yourself what it is that you want and your needs. Okay, so moving forward, today we're going to talk about illusions. Yes, illusions. And an illusion is something, in simple terms, that we think it exists, but it does not really exist. We think it exists, but it does not really exist. And illusions can be so strong that it can even trick the eyes. Now, what do I mean by that? Sometimes things are in an illusionary state that even though we are looking at something and we don't realize it's an illusion, we really think it's reality, but it is not really reality. And if you look at the commercials on TV, or you look at holidays, okay? The holiday seasons can put you in an illusionary state that you think you have to have all of these things. You have to be this to all of these people. But behind the mask of the illusion is someone that's like a puppet, that's pulling the strings. So today we're going to talk about illusions, because it's very important to understand illusions and how illusions operate in order to find your own path. And once you understand what illusions are, and your intuition, your inner self, you're finding you inside of you, once you begin to identify the illusions, you realize that not only are illusions created by other people or other things, but we create illusions ourselves. Let me clap on that one. Now you may say, well, how is it that I create my own illusion? You know how you may want something so bad, or you may want to do something so bad, or if you want a person so bad, you really want to, like, really bad. So you set your own self up to believe that this thing is something that I really have to have, or this thing is something that I'm supposed to have. Or you set yourself up, okay, let's just look at relationships. I think that that's a better, more touchable example. Let's just say if you really, really like somebody and you really now love somebody, okay? But this person is not feeling the same way about you. But in your mind, you fabricate and you create illusions that if I just do this, this person will do that. If I just act this way, this person will respond back to me the same way. And so we can get so far down the rabbit hole of an illusion that we have lost our own self, because now we have created an imagination in our mind that we actually believe that thing that's not real, but we have practiced it so long and so hard and want it so bad that we have created an illusion that we're not even paying attention. I had did a podcast maybe several weeks back, and I was talking about making a U-turn. See, when you are in an illusionary mindset, because you haven't found you inside of you, when you are in an illusionary mindset, you don't make a U-turn. You just keep on going down the same road, the same path, the same way, creating the same imaginary illusions in your mind that's really not real. And what happens is that when you come to yourself, and what do I mean by saying this, that you come to yourself? When you realize that something is just not working, something is just not happening the way that I believe that it should be happening. So then you begin to sit and you analyze. It's like making a U-turn and then you park on the side of the road, because now you've got to figure out, okay, now, all right, I went down too far, and I didn't listen to my GPS when it says make the next legal U-turn, but I kept going. So now I'm sitting on the side of this road or the street, wherever you are, and I'm just using a metaphor. You're sitting with yourself and you're saying, okay, now what is really happening? How did I get to this place? And how do I get out of this place? Well, let's deal with the illusions. Illusions are created. As a matter of fact, everything in our world is an illusion. Now, some people may say, okay, Essence Evolve, how is everything an illusion that I'm looking at? I'm looking at this piece of paper. How is this piece of paper an illusion? I'm looking at these glasses. How are these glasses are an illusion? Well, this piece of paper was made from something else to something else to something else. And the illusion is that I'm looking at a piece of paper, but how did this piece of paper form? I'm looking at these glasses and, you know, this plastic or what have you, and these little colors on it. But how did all of this form? What's behind the mask? What's behind the mask of my unawareness? Because it hasn't come to my consciousness yet. Do you know that suffering is a form of illusion? And I'm going to explain it in just a second. Did you know that overworking is an illusion? I'm going to explain that in just a second. Did you know that lack is an illusion? I'm going to explain that too. These things are illusions because we have created in our minds that I am in lack. We have created in our mind that I am suffering. We have created in our minds that I don't have enough money. That's an illusion, because an illusion is a false truth. Now, let's break that down a little bit further. You may be saying, okay, I don't have enough money. Okay, that's an illusion in your mind or my mind or our mind that we created, that we don't have enough money. Maybe I don't have $100 or $200 or $1,000 yet. That's an illusion in my mind that I have created, which is a false perception of myself. But I can create the money. I can create health. I can create whatever I want to create, because remember I said before on a previous podcast that my destiny is in my own hand. It's just the illusion of fate, that which was created for me outside of myself, that caused me to be in this illusionary state to think that, oh, well, this is real. Oh, this is the end of the road for me. Or, oh, this is never going to happen. Or, oh, I'll never be in a relationship. Or, oh, I'll never own a home. Or, you know, all of the whatevers, the whatevers, the whatevers. It's an illusion. And the perception that I have received outside of me has caused me to believe in the illusions, which is things that are not real. things that are not what people may say, well, that's not for you. That's an illusion, because you know what? Words can be illusions too. And you have to be very careful about the words that you allow people to speak to you, because words are spirits. Spirits is energy. I am energy. It's called attraction, or the law of attraction, or the law of cause and effect. If I believe that long enough, then I'm going to trick my own brain, trick my own self into believe in an illusion. And what does that do? It causes one to be hopeless. It causes one to believe that there is no end but suffering and working and struggling, because we are living in an illusionary society that wants you to think less of yourself. But when you sit with yourself, and that simply means, let me sit and figure this thing out. Let me sit and use my critical thinking skills to figure out what it is that I want, what it is that I see, what it is that I know that I am. So when you sit with yourself and you begin to think about, okay, what is real and what is not real? What is reality and what is fake? So when you sit with yourself and you come to yourself and you begin to find you inside of you, and you begin to say, this is the way that I'm going to take. Now, someone else may want to take that path. That's fine. Someone else may want to take that path. That's fine. But when you get out of this illusionary mindset and you begin to understand that everything that I see is not real, so we got to start paying attention. We have to start paying more attention. So when I begin to say, okay, Essence Evolve, what is it that you want? What is it that you feel? Where is it that you feel that you're supposed to be? Who are you? That's stage one of getting out of your illusionary state, is when you begin to ask your own self your own questions. And lastly, when you yourself begin to answer your own questions. You can have all of the books in the world. You can have all of the gurus in the world. You can have all of the master teachers in the world. You can have all the churches, all the businesses. You can have all. Just name it. But the buck still has to come back to you. Who do you say that you are? Who do you believe that you are? Where do you think you fit? Where do you think that you should be? What is it that you like? What is it that you want to be in life? Because a lot of times people will tell us their perceptions or their thoughts, and that's okay. Because sometimes it does affirm something that, guess what, we already know ourselves. But when you step out of the illusion and step out of having to have someone always answer something for you, and when you begin to ask yourself, is this real? Is this reality? Or is this an illusion? And I'll end with saying this. Find you. Find what's real. Find your own truth. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to your heart. Listen to what it is that you feel. Follow your path. And as you are following your path and listen to your own thoughts, I can guarantee you, you will find your way. You will find, should I go this way or should I go this way? Or should I go this way for right now or should I go that way? But only when you make a U-turn, and that U-turn is you turning back to yourself and listening to your heart and listening to your voice and getting rid of all of the illusions that we have created and other people have created for us, and make the U-turn back to yourself. This is Essence Evolve, finding you inside of you. And once you do that, you will be happy that you did find and take the time to find the you inside of you.